I'm in Hollywood! Yay! Oh, shit. Look at what's happened to me. I can't believe it myself. Suddenly I'm up on top of the world. It should have been somebody else. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I never thought I could feel so free. Flying away on a wing and a prayer. Who could it be? Believe it or not, it's just me. How you doing, everybody? This whole video is basically a blog of where I was for 2 weeks. Pretty much after I uploaded the Jimmy Django video, I went to Hollywood for 2 weeks, and I just want to give you a recount of what happened there, what I did, and yeah, imagine wanting your whole life for a break, and then when you finally get it, it's more than you could have possibly expected. This is what happened to me the 2 weeks I was in Southern California. I was Hollywood and LA. I was kind of all over the place. I was constantly greeted and praised by perfect strangers. It was just a blur of happiness. So let's back up. Why was I in Hollywood? Well, my manager, who's been working for me since I acted in Bart Got a Room, which premieres at the Tribeca Film Festival April 25th. She wanted me to come meet some people and get a general lay of the land, and since my future career is basically it's based in LA, I thought that was a pretty good idea. I used the money that I got from doing my 5-day stint on Jimmy Kimmel Live, and I flew to LA on March 10th. There I met my former manager, Edwin, who handed me over to my new manager back in November. He let me stay with him and his family for a week, which is very nice. You know, I thank you guys. You guys were great. In the first week, a lot happened. I met with an agency called Endeavor. Now in Hollywood, there are 5 big agencies. Okay. There's Endeavor, there's UTA, the United Talent Agency, there's William Morris, there's CAA, the Creative Artists Agency, and then there's ICM, International Creative Management. From what I understand, my YouTube videos, more specifically my reenactments, had been circulating around Hollywood from agency to agency, thanks to my manager. I remember getting calls from William Morris back in November, eager to sign with me, but my manager insisted that I come out to meet these agencies to decide for myself. I liked Endeavor immediately. I met with 3 agents at Endeavor, and they told me how much they loved my YouTube videos and asked me my whole story. This story, which I basically memorized because I had to tell it like 10 times. It's basically, me recounting how I got into YouTube, where I'm from, what I want to do, etc., etc. I met with only one other agency. I met with CAA, the Creative Artists Agency. And they were nice people, but their agency just wasn't for me. It felt too big, and I feel like that's how everyone sees CAA in LA. Apparently, most people call the building for CAA the Death Star because it's really huge. But they got like what, Jim Carrey, they got Robin Williams, and they were great, but they just weren't for me. I don't know how to put it, In the end, I signed with Endeavor. And it's like one minute I'm bagging groceries, and the next minute I'm talking with like the top agents in Hollywood. Which would be enough to make me piss my pants, but that's not even half of what happened. The day I signed with Endeavor, I took a trip over to the El Capitan Theater, which is where they filmed Jimmy Kimmel Live. And I got to meet the whole cast and crew of Jimmy Kimmel Live, including Jimmy's Uncle Frank, who was like the coolest guy. I met Jimmy Kimmel, and I even met Sarah Silverman, who complimented me on my Planes, Trains, and Automobiles reenactment. It's the coolest thing. After a few other meetings, I got to take a breather on the weekends. My manager's assistant, Nick, showed me around Hollywood. He took me to the Comedy Store, where it was probably 1:30 in the morning, 12 people in the room, and Dave Attell shows up out of nowhere and kills. 12 people in the room. 2 comedians in a row, kind of semi-bombed, but Dave Attell came in like, oh, look, Dave Attell's here. He just walked in. He was amazing. Also, quick note, while I was down there, I met with Ben Going, aka Bohem on YouTube, and we hung out for a day. It was pretty cool. Interesting. We had interesting. It was interesting. Also, Nick took me around. He showed me a local theater group that he's part of called No Shame Theater, and I participated in that. It's like they write skits for people and you just perform them on the spot. And what's really interesting, Nick told me the other day, No Shame Theater is where Toby Huss created the character that would eventually become Artie, the Strongest Man in the World, which is the long version of my YouTube username that I chose, which I thought was a really interesting coincidence. I thought that was really cool. By the second week, I probably had 6 or 7 scripts sent to me. I read 2 whole scripts on my iPhone since I didn't have the internet for a day. I had 3 auditions set up for the week. 1 for an indie film called The Two Bobs, 1 for Night at the Museum 2, and 1 for Transformers 2. Before I went on these auditions, I met with a well-credentialed and genuinely awesome acting coach named Dennis. Meeting with him really helped me out. I realized when I tried to read the parts myself, I can only do half the work, and then Dennis helped me find little things to bring out in the characters that I didn't see the first time. And it was just, after a few acting lessons, I felt confident enough to tackle, some of the auditions. It's too soon to tell if I got any of these parts, but I'm optimistic. And if I get nothing, I'll keep trying from the East Coast. So that's pretty much it. And I'd like to say this. To my following on YouTube, I would like to say this. Thank you. Because without you, none of this would have happened. I'd like to set the record straight here. No matter how far I get in the entertainment industry, no matter what happens, even if nothing happens, I will never, ever turn my back on you guys. Because I'll continue to make little projects on the side, upload them, for you guys to see, maybe a reenactment or 2. The only thing that might change is I might be moving my videos to my own personal website pretty soon. But I'll still upload trailers for the videos that I upload, which is kind of what the Angry Video Game Nerd did. When he moved to GameTrailers.com, and he still uploads videos on YouTube. He uploads trailers that lead you to that website. So that's what I'm thinking might happen. But who knows? We're just gonna play it by ear, see what happens. Also, I'd like to give a special thank you to the forum members of SomethingAwful.com, who started a little thread about the first 5 videos I made on YouTube. The title of the thread was Chunky Guy Reenacts Star Trek, Home Alone, and More. That started a little bit of a snowball effect and interest in my YouTube videos, and without that, it was to sum up, I can't. It's still hard for me to believe exactly, everything that's happened. I feel like I'm on my way to becoming a real actor. I have a manager, agents, entertainment lawyers working all for me, and helping me with the best of intentions. And I have a supportive family and great friends and a girlfriend who loves to brag about me to her coworkers. Everything is just good. As a movie person, I relate a lot of personal experience to movies, and I can think of the absolute perfect movie quote to describe everything I'm feeling and everything that happened. And it may sound a little cheesy, but it just hits the nail right on the head. So, I'm done talking, and I'm just going to let the clip speak for itself. Thank you.
But Charlie, don't forget what happened to the man who suddenly got everything he always wanted.
What happened?
He lived happily ever after.